I went to the sauna again recently, and yeah, I'm still not a pro. Hey everyone, I'm Donna and you're watching Wanted Adventure Living Abroad. I've talked about my sauna mishaps before and I'll link to those down below, but I recently went again and this time without Mr. German Man. I was all alone and I had a couple questions. So I get to the sauna and head into the locker room. Instinctively, I glance around looking for the little woman and man sign on the door, but of course there is none. It's just one changing room for everyone. Right, okay, I remember. So I go in, find an empty row, take off all my clothes, wrap a towel around my body, and then head into the sauna area. So far, so good. I wanted to go into the steam room rather than the dry finish sauna, so I headed there and that's when the questions began. Just outside the door of the sauna was this small white bucket filled with water with a bunch of empty cups inside, and a sign in German said that we should put our reusable cups in there, but I was like, what are these cups for? Should I have a cup? Do I need a cup? Are they for drinking? I glanced around looking for an answer, but didn't see any obvious solution to this question, so I just decided to ignore the cups for now. I hung up my towel and then searched around for a plastic mat. At the other sauna that I went to with Mr. German Man, they had clean plastic mats that you should bring with you into the wet sauna to sit on. But I didn't see any, so I just went into the sauna figuring, I'd find the answer in there. I glanced around, but no mats or anything else to separate my naked butt from the seat that someone else's naked butt had recently sat on. And then I realized that everyone in the sauna was staring at me because I was just kind of standing there at the front, or at least it felt like they were all staring at me, so I got nervous and I quickly ran back out the door, and then I started feeling like everyone outside of the sauna was now looking at me too, wondering what is this clueless girl doing going in and out of the sauna? And so I grabbed my towel and without really thinking it through, I rushed back into the sauna and just sat down on my towel in the same way that I would in a dry sauna. The sauna felt just lovely, like being back home in Florida, but I kept thinking the whole time, great, but now my towel is freaking soaking wet. About 5 minutes into my sauna time, another person came in and I noticed, grabbed a little hose I hadn't seen, turned it on, and washed off the bench before sitting down. I was like, okay, so that's how it's done. But still, I didn't really think that was hygienic enough as far as it goes for me. I'm too much of a germaphobe for that. But another solution presented itself when a few minutes later someone else came in with their own special little hand towel that they had. They went in, put that down, and sat on the hand towel. And I was like, yup, that's what I'm gonna do next time. When I just couldn't take it anymore, I took my wet towel and left, stepping outside to cool down. I wrapped the towel around myself and sat down near the sauna, planning to go back in another 10 minutes or so. Which is when a random naked guy asked me, "Möchtest du etwas Honig? Would you like some honey?" I stared up at him for a few seconds, just kind of blinking, and he repeated himself. I asked, "Honig? Wofür? What's the honey for?" He shrugged his shoulders and said, "Honig ist schön. Honey is nice." Nein, danke. He left and then came back a few minutes later with some of those cups filled with honey. Now I had to answer for the cups at least. They were to hold honey. As I later learned, from time to time they offer little cups of stuff that you can rub on yourself in the wet sauna. And when you're done, you put the cups in the bucket outside. But then, aren't you completely sticky? Do you just then go into one of the dry saunas afterwards and let the honey coating dry up and flake off? I don't get it. It seems pretty messy. But okay, I enjoyed the rest of my sauna time and then eventually headed back downstairs to the changing room with of course, my now sopping wet towel that I was supposed to dry myself with. I got in there and went to my row, which had been empty when I'd arrived, but was now really quite full. There were two people, a man and a woman, just sitting on the bench across from my locker, and a guy sitting right in front of my locker while his wife or girlfriend got dressed. Mind you, all of the people sitting on the benches were fully clothed. I said, "Oh, excuse me," to the guy sitting in front of my locker, and he was like, oh, sorry, and scooted over just enough for me to get inside. So now I wanted to dry off and get dressed, but had 3 fully clothed people sitting on low benches all around me. Now, I'm not that uncomfortable being naked if others don't care, but still, this was a little weird because I had several options for getting dressed and none were good. I could bend into my locker and put my butt in the faces of the people sitting behind me, or I could turn toward them and put my boobs right in their face as I bent over, and pretty much same options with the guy to my side. So in the end, I decided to duck around the corner to put on my first few garments, then came back for the shirt and the skirt and everything else. But what was really weird is that I'm telling you, the second I finished dressing, that very second, all the people left and I had the place to myself. And I was like, really? Really? So yeah, I enjoy saunas, but I'm still getting used to the little quirks of them. So my question for you is, everyone else in the locker room always looks so chill and like they just do not care at all about getting undressed in front of other people. So please be honest. Does it make you at least a little uncomfortable, or are you just totally cool with it? How do you feel and what do you think about in the sauna? At all self-conscious or no, not at all? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And also, for more behind the scenes photos and other short video clips, you can check me out over here on my Twitter and my Facebook page. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. And also, for more fun stuff and behind the scenes photos, you can check me out. We're all naked! Yay! It's so beautiful. There's nothing like you being naked and everyone else being clothed to make you feel awkward.